So there's kind of immediately two things that have become more popularized in the last 10 years. Farmers markets.
Absolutely. Tell me
farmers
about
markets are great if your budget can allow for that. A lot of farmers markets now are also accepting EBT. So that's a really great way for folks to get really fresh, organic, or even just local produce that isn't necessarily found everywhere. So you can get a lot of specialty things. You oftentimes get to meet the farmers, or, you know, people who know the farmers, and the money that you spend there goes directly to the farm. Whereas when you get from a grocery store, you're paying the grocery store has a distributor, the distributor has a resourcer, the resourcer has the farm. That's probably not even all the steps. There's so much transportation in between. So when we think about like supporting farming is not lucrative. So most farmers lease their land. A majority of farmers in the US right now don't own their own land, which is kind of, I didn't know that until I started farming.
Interesting.
So you can support farmers directly, right? So you can shop at the farmers market. You can subscribe to a CSA box, that stands for Community Supported Agriculture, which essentially you can do a payment plan or you pay all up front at the beginning of the season, which gives the farmers all the resources they need to actually grow the food. And then you get the food once a week or every other week. And it's a really fun way. You don't have necessarily say in what vegetables you get, but it kind of is like, oh, I've got like fennel and okra this week. These are things that I'm not used to cooking or eating. Let me experiment. Let me have some fun. Or let me like give it to my neighbor or, you know, trade with somebody else, right? So there's some community on multiple levels there. That's sort of the like pay with your wallet method. That's one way that you can interact and support farmers. Another way is you can support, and I pulled up a link here since we are in New York. There's the Northeast Farmers of Color Land Trust, which is fiscally hosted at Soulfire Farm, which is an incredible farm that's located near Troy, New York. And they are a really incredible hub supporting Black farmers, training Black and brown farmers, because there has been such a disparity between who actually has access to land in this country is so racialized. So racialized. I can believe it.
Yeah.
Which we know, you know, we're in the midst of another really huge uprising, and while we're seeing it out loud right now, it's actually just been happening for a long time, since the founding of this country. And you know, there's origins of how the food system is racialized and built on stolen land, stolen labor, and that we get to benefit. You know, I'm here in Brooklyn and I'm growing my food, but last year I wasn't, and I was just shopping at the grocery. You know, there's just like so much that we benefit from.
Absolutely.
So you can support the Northeast Farmers of Color Land Trust. You can donate to them. You can look at the work that they're doing. They have an incredible reparations map. So they've actually, and it's not exhaustive, but they've created an interactive map that you can look up different Black-led farm projects or land projects.
Oh, wow.
All across the US. And you can decide, like, you know, I've been living here for a long time. I've really benefited from this. You know, personally, I'm white. So I do a lot of reparations because I can, and it's really values aligned for me. And I found a lot of places to kind of do that repair work through their interactive maps.